Friends, welcome back. Today we are going to learn some FM demodulator or detector circuits. We have already learned what is frequency modulation in the class, where we are actually converting the amplitude changes of the modulating signal or the message signal in changes in the frequency changes, right? That is your FM signal. Now consider that this FM signal is transmitted and it has been received by the receiver antenna, and now what we have at the receiver is the frequency modulated signal. Now we have, from this frequency modulated signal, we have to get back our message signal. So how to do that? For that we have to use reverse process, that is FM demodulation. The reverse process of FM modulation is FM demodulation, which is also called as detector. So here we have to use some demodulator or detector circuits. So let's start with this. So whenever we wanted to design any FM demodulator circuit, the one main thing that we have to keep in mind, that if you try directly design a FM demodulator circuit, it is going to be very complicated. So a basic technique or very simple technique which has been used here is, first we convert the frequency modulated signal to an amplitude modulated signal, and once we have the amplitude modulated signal, we know that from amplitude modulated signal how to get back the message signal. As you have already you might have learned in AM modulator demodulator circuits, the envelope detector or balanced lobe detector can be used to demodulate the AM signal. So this becomes, or this step becomes simple. So AM demodulators are already been designed. Before that we have to only take one step, that is we have to convert the frequency modulated signal to amplitude modulated signal, and our task is done. This is the simple technique we use for frequency demodulation. So whenever we go with this, we have to remember few requirement points, that this conversion should be efficiently done and linearly done. Okay, so the linearity has to be there. What do you mean by linearity? If at the input side, when I'm going for frequency modulation, if my input signal or message signal is varying between suppose 2 volts to 10 volts, okay, so these changes in amplitude, they have converted into frequency in case of FM, right? Now when you are converting this FM signal to amplitude modulated signal at the receiver side, you should again get back 2 volt and 10 volt, the same range. Okay, so in case of that, if you, instead of getting the signal from 2 volt to 10 volt, if you get the signal from 3 volt to 10 volt only, or maybe from 1 volt to 10 volt, that means whatever signal you are reproducing at the receiver side is not proper, right? So this is called as non-linearity. So we don't want this particular non-linearity in the circuit. Okay, the detector should be insensitive to amplitude changes. Now sometimes FM signal may get corrupted in by noise when it is transmitted in the channel or through the air, and whatever FM signal we are getting at the receiver side, it might change its amplitude, because what happens for FM, what is required, the frequency is changing but the amplitude of the signal is remaining constant. But in case it is affected by noise, its amplitude may also change. There may be some variations in the amplitude of the frequency modulated signal, because most of the time our noise is additive, it will be added to your amplitude. So if this is the case, and then now if we are retrieving back, or we are trying to convert such a FM signal which whose amplitude also has changed because of some noise, and if this is converted to AM signal, those amplitude changes will also reflect in the converted AM signal. So this should not happen. Sorry, the demodulator circuit should take care that amplitude changes should not be affecting the conversion process, that is from FM to AM. The circuit that we are going to use, it should not be too critical for the adjustment. Okay, you will see this in when we will see learn the circuit and operation. So whatever circuit we are using, it should be simple in adjustment and operation. So let's start with the basic circuit which has been used. There are many circuits which are being used at FM demodulator, but we'll start with the basic So this is the tuned circuit that we are using, which will convert the FM signal coming from this to a amplitude modulated signal. So at the output of this particular uh, uh, tuned circuit, you will get this particular amplitude modulated signal. So this is your frequency modulated signal, which is input, and this is the amplitude modulated signal. Okay, this amplitude modulated signal is given to this envelope detector. Okay, you might have seen this particular envelope detector when you have learned amplitude demodulator circuits. So this envelope detector has what? You have a diode, a capacitor, and a resistor. A simple circuit which is going to uh, generate what? Voltage according to the value of the envelope. So this simple is simply a circuit which actually detects the shape of the envelope, this shape of the envelope, and that's why this name is given envelope detector. Okay, so as we know that shape of the envelope resembles your modulating signal shape. So even if you wanted to retrieve your modulating signal back, you can just retrieve this shape of this envelope, and that will give you the shape of the modulating signal or directly the modulating signal. So this is the technique that we have used in AM. So same technique we are using here. So main thing here is, before this envelope detector we have added one tuned circuit. Okay, and this tuned circuit is doing job of frequency to voltage conversion. Okay, so this will convert the changes in the frequency to changes in the voltage. Now one thing that you need to remember, that this particular tuned circuit will have its own tuning frequency. So this has been tuned to one particular frequency, let's say F, and at this particular frequency this is going to generate the maximum voltage. Okay, that means if the input frequency matches to this resonant frequency of this tuned circuit, then this particular tuned circuit will produce maximum voltage. If there is a vast difference between the input frequency coming from this side and the tuned frequency or the resonant frequency of this tuned circuit, it will produce less voltage. So always the frequency at which this particular circuit is being tuned is always higher than the highest frequency of FM. So the highest frequency of FM is what? Fc plus delta F. This is the maximum frequency which can be present in frequency modulated signal. So the resonant frequency of this has to be more than Fc plus delta, a little bit more than Fc plus delta F, where it will give maximum voltage. So this is shown in this particular characteristics of this slope detector. You can see the maximum. This shows the characteristics of the slope detector, and as you can see here, you are having the maximum voltage. You can see this graph is with respect to frequency and voltage. So for what frequency it will produce what voltage is what this graph is showing you. So here we get the maximum output voltage when the input frequency is Fc plus delta F. Okay, so when the input frequency is maximum, that is Fc plus delta F, which nearly matches the resonant frequency of this, then you get the maximum output voltage. And when this frequency, input frequency, is very less or as compared to its resonant frequency, the resonant frequency is present here, right? Fc plus, around Fc plus delta F. If the input frequency is too below this particular frequency, then the voltage produced will be also too low. Okay. So what else you can see from this graph? If the frequency is Fc, the incoming frequency is Fc, that means when you get Fc frequency, carrier frequency in FM, when the modulating frequency or modulating voltage is 0, that means no modulation is present, you get frequency Fc. So if my input frequency is Fc, it will produce some voltage A, suppose. So this will produce some voltage A, that means this point. Okay, now as you vary the frequencies, the frequency is increasing above this a little bit. So okay, so like this is Fc, the next frequency is coming is more than this Fc, so it will produce a voltage at a little bit more than A, and it will be this point. Okay, similarly if I increase the input frequency is increased a little bit more, that means this particular frequency, let's say f2, this will produce this particular voltage, and this will be the maximum voltage above which we will usually not use the frequencies more than this. Okay, similarly here, if the input frequency is less than fc somewhere here, this is fc, so less than fc is here, so it produces, for this particular frequency it will produce this particular voltage which is less than the voltage A for carrier signal, so it is going down. And similarly if it is below than this, it will produce a little bit less voltage here. So as you can see, a signal is produced here whose amplitude is changing. So actually the input signal which is coming here will have a constant amplitude. You can see the amplitude is constant, but after this particular tuned circuit, the signal system the signal which has been produced, its amplitude is varying with respect to the incoming frequency. Where you have maximum frequency, it will give maximum voltage. Here you have minimum frequency, it will give you minimum voltage. Now at the output of this tuned circuit, we will get what? Amplitude modulated signal. Now once the amplitude modulated signal is received, then it is very simple to give it to a envelope detector. So what this envelope detector will do, whatever signal voltage is coming, accordingly the diode D1 will conduct for all positive values. And yes, obviously this is going to detect only the positive envelope. We are detecting the positive part of the envelope, not this negative part of the envelope. Okay, so whenever all the positive voltages are coming to diode, the diode D1 will conduct, and according to the input voltage, it will produce some voltage, it will charge the capacitor, and that particular voltage will be seen across resistor R1, where R1 we will consider as output resistor, where we will get our modulating signal. So this is what we will get at the end of or across this resistor R1. This is nothing but our modulating signal, which is the output of the envelope detector. Okay, but this circuit is having some drawbacks. What are the drawbacks? That the main drawback here is the non-linearity of these characteristics. You can see the characteristics are little bit linear in this middle portion, but if you go beyond this, it is becoming non-linear. It is producing some different values. So as we have discussed in the previous slide, non-linearity is not uh, required here. We need a linear output, and because of this non-linearity, this slope detector will produce some error called as slope error. So as I've told you, for 10 volts it may produce 10 volt, but for 2 volt it may produce 3 volt because of this non-linear curve. So this is not expected, and that's why we are going for the next circuit, which is called as balanced loop detector. So in this circuit, we are trying to take care of making the nonlinear slope a linear in this case. So for this, here we have used, as you can see, we are using two slope detectors. So this particular diode D1, this resistor and capacitor, this three belong to one envelope detector, and there is another part where we have diode D2, resistor R and capacitor C as second um, envelope detector. So we are using two envelope detectors here. Okay, the input part is same. From here we are getting the our input signal, that is FM signal. We are getting the FM signal from here, but as you can see, the secondary here we have used a center tap, and because of this, the secondary is divided into two identical parts. So this particular part, this part of the inductor and this capacitor forms one tuned circuit called as T dash, and this particular part of the inductor and this capacitor forms another tuned circuit, that is T double dash. Okay, and both these tuned circuits are tuned to different frequencies. Now what are the frequencies? It is going to tune to, the first part will be tuned to the maximum frequency which is possible in frequency modulation, that is fc plus delta f. Okay, now what do you mean that this tuned circuit is tuned to frequency Fc plus delta f. Means what? Whenever my input frequency is Fc plus delta f, this is going to match with the tuned frequency of this particular tuned circuit, right? From here also we are getting Fc plus delta f, and this tuned circuit is also tuned to Fc plus delta f. So tuning will be more in these two, and in this case this is going to produce the maximum voltage. This will produce the maximum output voltage when the tune frequency is same as that of input frequency. Now in that case, when my input is Fc plus delta f, what will happen this side? For this particular tuned circuit, the resonant frequency is what? Fc minus delta f. It is too far than that of the input, right? Input is Fc plus delta f, this is Fc minus delta f. So this is not going to produce maximum voltage, but it is going to produce a very little voltage. Okay, the one thing that you need to remember here is, because here we have used a center tap, whatever input going to or whatever voltage going to diode D1 and diode D2, they are 180-degree out of phase. So as we know here, when we use a center tap, this particular terminal will become positive, this will become negative, this terminal will become positive, and this terminal will become negative. So you can see this positive terminal, this voltage going to diode D1 will be positive. You can see here a negative terminal, so negative voltage will be given to diode D2. That means both are fed 180 degrees out of phase. So one is positive, the other one is negative. So if you take the second case, suppose my input frequency is Fc minus delta f. In that case, what will happen? Now this frequency is Fc minus delta f. So it matches with the resonant frequency or tuned frequency of this particular tuned circuit. So in this case, this particular tuned circuit will produce maximum voltage but a maximum negative voltage, and this will produce a little voltage, but that is going to be a positive voltage. Now what will happen when my input frequency is Fc? Now when the input frequency is Fc, it is exactly at the middle of these both the resonant frequencies, right? So this will the upper resonant the tuned circuit will also produce some voltage, a very little voltage which will be positive, and this lower tuned circuit will also produce the same voltage, but it will be negative. So both this diode will get same voltage, but diode D1 will get positive. Suppose this is producing voltage V, so this will get plus V and this will get minus V, and at the end what will happen? This will be charged to plus V, this will be charged to minus V, and then your output is going to be 0. This is what we expect when the carrier frequency is not at all modulated. When we will have the input frequency as carrier frequency, when there is no modulating signal present, or when the modulating signal value is 0. So for Fc, when my input frequency Fc, I got the output value 0. So this is what is expected here. So now this is been clearly explained in the next. Balance slope detector, if it is not amplitude limited, because there may be some noise introduced in FM signal, that noise also gets added in the signals which will be generated here. So we know that at the output of the tuned circuit we will generate AM signal, here also and here also we will generate AM signal. So this noise voltage which has been introduced will also be present here, or it will also be introduced in amplitude modulated signal also. So this is not desirable. So but this particular drawback can be taken care if I use one amplitude limiter circuit before this input. So before giving in FM signal input here to the balance slope detector, here before this I will use one amplitude limiter. Now what is the job of amplitude limiter? It will take the FM signal coming from the antenna, and if there are any amplitude changes present because of the noise getting added into it, it will make it will cut those amplitudes which have been increased more than a limit, and it will make the FM signal amplitude constant, and that's why this detector, the envelope detector, balanced slope detector, will also give us good result. So but for that we have to pay more to add one more circuit here, amplitude limiter, before this balanced slope detector. So we'll stop here today, and next class we will see the next FM demodulator circuit.